There are children of kings and queens. It's up to us to save them. And it's worse than building things. But you know it's time to stand like a people. You know it's time to stand like a people today. It's time to stand like a people. Stand up and say, no more wondering, we are finally on our way. Our mothers and fathers and elders, they have given us all they can. They stood up and fought to protect us in this hard and bitter land. Their trials must give us courage, every woman and man. None are free unless all are. We pledge our lives to take back our land. You know it's time to stand like a people. You know it's time to stand like a people today. It's time to stand like a people. Stand up and say, no more wondering, we are finally on our way. They have given us all they can. They stood up and fought to protect us in this hard and bitter land. Their trials must give us courage, every woman and man. None are free unless all are. We pledge our lives to take back our land. You know it's time to stand like a people. You know it's time to stand like a people today. It's time to stand like a people. Stand up and say, no more wondering, we are finally on our way.
Nice one, Jeff.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, good morning, we'll say. Good morning, my We'll Say family. Grand Rising. How is everyone doing? It is good to see and hear each and every one of us. All right, all right. This is such a beautiful day. And they say, well, why is today more beautiful than yesterday? Because today is like that septific. Today is our first day. I say today is a day that the Most High has given us. He's given us this day because many of us, as we know, did not have to wake up this morning. I say we did not have to be able to get up and walk around and to sit down and to enjoy the beautiful meditation and the beautiful class or the family or your own personal thoughts. Not today, not today, but we were given this day. So let us take advantage. Let us enjoy. We all will say, and I want to begin by our faith statement. And question like, who is we'll say? What are we? What do we believe? But we'll say what we believe and what we practice. We'll say is a community of the sacred African way. The way is ma'at, truth, justice, righteousness. We believe in the teachings of our elders and our ancestors, and that the Creator God created the universe and all life and has placed in each of us a part of that divine spirit. I want you to sit on that for a second, that the divine is actually in us, each and every one of us. I say, God living in us and through us has given us the right and the power to establish peace and justice in all human life and true harmony with all of creation. I say. And as we listen to that, it gives us a little power. It doesn't say that you have this omnipotent power sitting over you, just watching you as you move around, but has put in each and every one of us part of his spirit, so we can make a difference. I say we can speak up. I say if we see wrong, we can do right. Try and correct it. I say that we can do better each and every day. I say, and this is one of those days in which we're going to celebrate all of this, all of the giving, the life, and the rewards that the Most High had given us. I say, like say this morning we're reading, and I will refer back to the book of Kunanu, and in there he says that a mortal man, and I will put in woman, dies along with his or her dependents. But will you be a man or a woman of eternity by your righteousness? I say, I mean, just be right. You know what I'm saying? So let us continue. Powerful prayers. I'm feeling, a little fired up and inspired. I know that prayers are powerful. Prayers make things happen. Prayers are magical. Prayers are what, there's power in prayers, and we are a prayerful people. Beautiful prayers by everyone that uttered and spoke it. And as he says, that book of Kunanu, they call him the eloquent peasant. And I'm saying, let us take that term peasant out of today's nomenclature and put it in the everyday people. I say, as Sly say, I am everyday people. And so we're talking about, let us just be everyday people who are praying and looking out for one another. I say, woo. So as we move along and just talk about the power and just how things all kind of flow together, and the wonderment of spirit, and his mama and again to close the prayer talking about praying for the youth, we're coming into the affirmation, and right on time, always on time, always on time.
Come on now.
Mama Minister Alicia had put forward that the Teasley youth, I say, will read our affirmation. I mean, come on, the Spirit has worked this out. So if I could turn over the affirmation to the Teasley youth to read the affirmation, let us know what we are affirming. I say.
Oh.
I'm Aki Teasley, and this is Sabi Teasley, and we'll be doing the affirmation today. We will know God's truth to be free and self-determined.
Creator, help us to remember the humanity, glory, and suffering of our ancestors, and to honor the struggles of our elders.
Let us strive to begin new vision and life to our people. Let there be peace and harmony among us.
Let us be loving, sharing, and creative. Let us work, study, and listen so we may learn, teach, and cultivate self-reliance.
Grant us power, O Holy One, as we struggle and restructure our hearts and our homeland.
We will raise our children according to the needs of our nation, with discipline, patience, devotion, and courage. We will strive to be living models of the new direction of our people.
We are African people.
We are children of God.
Beautiful.
Ashe.
Tina's lovely smile. Thank you, Teasley youth.
Ashe.
Thank you, Minister Alicia. Thank you. Look at that pride. I see that pride on your face. Yeah, I can tell. I see it. Beautiful.
Right.
So now that we've had that beautiful affirmation, we're going to move on to just a few shout outs. We're always happy to see each other, and it's a beautiful thing. We see each other and we smile, and that's a beautiful thing, that we can just the fact that we can be together and see each other's images and sharing this love and smile. It makes our day, starts to make our week, it makes our month, and it's a blessing. So we have a Sister Maudie Scott with us here today that Minister Amakalisi invited. So welcome to you again. Sister Rashonda led us in part of our our meditation this morning, and she did the kidney breathing again. I'm so glad, because I had wanted to reach out and say, let's do that kidney breathing again, and I didn't have to ask because you brought it today, Sister Rashonda. I'm so thankful. We have our Queen Mother Thurston is with us today. Thank you for coming. We're so happy that you're here. Minister Lizelle is here today. Thank you for coming. Brother Johnny Jackson is here on his phone. I don't know if you've been here with us before.
I think that's
Marilyn's husband. That's who?
Marilyn's husband.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay, I just not used to seeing his name completely printed out. Okay, so we do also have young brother Balandemu, who is Tandiwe's son, is with us today. We have Baba Alaman is with us today, all the way from Virginia, DC. All right, and then we have newlyweds, Sister Asada and her husband Munika. So we're glad that you're here today, newlyweds. Yay, yay. So Mama Nikichi, she said she was at a brunch, but she's here. We can see her. So thank you. And in spite of being at the brunch, we see you. Thank you, sister, for coming. And enough shout outs for now. And we're in for a treat, because our beautiful Sounds of Ma'at, our wonderful, amazing, full of Septepi, Sounds of Ma'at, they're with us today, and they're going to bring some music, and they're always bringing inspiration. They are amazing and prolific. They're always doing something new. So we're honored and pleased, and now I'm going to shut up.
All right.
David, all we're getting is feedback. We're not hearing anything at all.
Nothing.
Just feedback.
Can you hear us now?
No, just feedback.
I can hear him faintly, but
All I hear is a buzz.
If I may I play a video from David and Latrice? It is talking about the Nguzo Saba, but we don't just recognize the Nguzo Saba from December 26th to January 1st. So as they're working out their technical issues, let's hear David and Latrice coming in on this song, all right?
Nguzo Saba, principles of Kwanzaa. Nguzo Saba, principles for all our lives. Umoja is unity. Us, talking about us, not you or me. Self-determination. We define ourselves, don't know what else. Nguzo Saba, principles of Kwanzaa. Nguzo Saba, principles for all our lives. Ujima, collectively working Together. Ujama, redemption, investment and profit together forever. Incluso Saba, principles of Kwanzaa. Incluso Saba, principles for all our lives. Means purpose. Everything done for good reason. For a good reason. Kuumba, creativity. Leave everything better and more beautiful than how we found it. Incluso Saba, principles of Kwanzaa. Incluso Saba, principles for all our lives. Imani means faith, 'cause we believe with all our hearts that we can play a part in the righteousness and the victory of our struggle. Incluso Saba, principles of Kwanzaa. Incluso Saba, principles for all our lives. It's about me, it's about you, it's about us, and all that we stand for. It's about me, it's about you, it's about us, and all that we work for. It's about me, it's about you, it's about us, and all that we live for. It's about me, it's about you, it's about us, and all that we love for. Incluso Saba, principles of Kwanzaa. Incluso Saba, principles for all our lives. Incluso Saba, principles of Kwanzaa. Incluso Saba, principles for all our lives, yeah. It's about me, it's about you, it's about us, and all that we stand for. It's about me, about you, about us, and all that we work for. It's about me, about you, about us, and all that we live for. It's about me, about you, about us, and all that we love for. Incluso Saba, principles of Kwanzaa. Incluso Saba, principles for all our lives, yeah. Every healthy community needs principles that it must live by. Along with my aunt, we choose the Incluso Saba. Umoja, brothers and sisters.
Beautiful selection.
Ashe.
A beautiful selection. This Minister Imhotep just has that knack. I just happen to have it in my back pocket. Bam, sounds with my eye. And I love the view, like we have the Teasley children get up and do the affirmation, and right there, front and center, was little Sankara, and he was just rocking with it. I mean, the youth, this is where we are. We're looking at our future. We look at them, we should be able to see 20 years from now.
Right.
Shay, we should be able to see 50 years from now.
Yes.
So that's why, like say, our grandparents and our parents, they prayed for us for the next generation as we move forward. And that is what we're about right now. Shay. And as this is, of course, I've always said this, my favorite part of the service. We always begin, I love drumming. So, when we do the drum call and bring everybody in, my brother Jeff always is coming with some heavyweight stuff, always firing it out. And then my sister Arana did her libation, and I like the way that she does it. It's so heartfelt, and that's how it is. We call on those who have passed before us, and then she reached into those in the recent past, you know, the ones who died very recently. And a lot of times we kind of don't think about that and put it in the sphere of it has to be an iconic historic figure, but it's who is important for us. Because as I was saying the other week, I don't think there's a hierarchy among spirits. I don't think they think like us. Right. That, okay, this is the supreme spirit here, and this is the supreme spirit lieutenant over here, and this is the female section of the male section. No, I think spirit is spirit. So we call on those who passed before us. And then, you know, we had the youth come out, and now we're at that other favorite part. This is the part where it's the historical tribute, where we, you know, pull out someone who has made a significant contribution within, let's say, 150 or so years. You know, we can go back further, but at least want to go back 5 generations, 7 generations. We want to be able to reach back and pull out some information, because if we don't teach the children, come on, we know that if we don't teach it, who will? We see right now they've turned the whole thing about past here in American history. We don't want to talk about Black folk. Right. We don't want to talk about what we did. We don't. Matter of fact, we just close the chapter on that and keep on moving. So we know that we have to be intentional about teaching our youth, and teaching ourselves, and teaching, teach ourselves. Pick up a book. It says, you know, the knowledge is right there in the books. Open up a book, crack them pages, and read something that someone has said, one of our ancestors has said. So at this point in time, you know, one of my brothers, you know, as you talk about, you want somebody in that foxhole with you, somebody that you know will have your back, somebody that you know will just get down there with you, you know, call on him, he's there. This is my dear brother. And I was sharing with somebody the other day, I saw that I was doing being the moderator, that I thought I had almost lost my job to my dear brother Malik, because he's been doing his thing, and it's a healthy competition, that we kind of set the bar, and he took that bar and lifted it up a little bit. So now I'm in the position now of being the moderator, and I just want to say that this brother right here is always coming with it, very dynamic, has your back, all of that. Let me bring forth my dear brother MIT Malik.
Oh my God. Oh, Baba City, thank you so much for that love, man. But I just want you to know I don't feel any pressure. I don't feel any pressure, we'll say, this morning, because we had a beautiful and powerful meditation experience with Sister Rachanda. I don't feel any power that Baba just brought that beautiful opening. No pressure is on me about the beautiful and powerful libation that Sister Rhonda led us through, and the prayers were uplifting, and the Teasley cheering was so beautiful with the affirmation, and then of course the sounds of Ma'at brought that spiritual Ma'at funk. But hey, I don't feel no pressure. I don't feel any pressure whatsoever. But at this time, without any further ado, I would like, wait, before I would like to share my screen. I may. Okay. Yeah. I can enlarge this. Can everybody see that?
Just a little larger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, good. Now I'm going to start this historical tribute by reading a quote from today's honoree. I'm not going to stand up to show pride in a flag or in a country that oppresses Black people and people of color. This is bigger than football, and it would be selfish on my part to look the other way. There are bodies in the street. Now my screen is truncated, so I can't read that last part. And people getting paid leave and getting away with murder.
I see.
Brothers and sisters, in case you haven't guessed it by now, today's historical tribute is dedicated to Colin Kaepernick, the revolutionary. Colin Kaepernick, but this historical tribute is not dedicated to Colin Kaepernick for his professional football powers as a quarterback, who in 2013 led the San Francisco 49ers to the pinnacle of professional football success, the Super Bowl. Now, I know Minister Alicia is an avid football fan, but I promised the production team, Minister Imhotep, Baba Bill, Baba Jeff, and Baba Ty, I'm not going to spend a lot of time enumerating the football accomplishments and the stats of Colin Kaepernick. I'm not going to emphasize that he had 72 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. I'm not going to place any emphasis on how many passing yards he had.
Sorry, I don't know the answer to that one.
Oh my God, series, don't. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna mention his completion percentage, 59.8. Minister Alicia, I'm not gonna talk about his passing rating, 88.9, or his rushing yards, 2,300 yards, or his rushing touchdowns. I'm not gonna talk about and enumerate and uplift his stats. That's not important. I actually wanna go back. In 2016, the San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick, a conscientious, strong, and dedicated Black man. He stood up. He stood up by taking a knee during the white nationalist anthem, protesting racial injustice and the state-sanctioned murder of innocent and unarmed Black people who are systematically tortured, terrorized, and murdered by modern day overseers who roam the streets of the American plantation. Due to the apathetic and dispassionate attitude of Black people in general, and Black men in particular, and Black NFL players specifically, Colin Kaepernick has become just another casualty of Black capitulation and fear. Colin Kaepernick is a prime example of the art of war's kill one, train 1,000, a strategy and tactic to gain submission, to gain surrender, and to instill fear in your enemies and subjects by making an example of anyone who refuses to submit or surrender to the demands and expectations of so-called white supremacy. Colin Kaepernick served as an example to the rest of the players, 70% which are Black in the NFL, if they refuse to toe the line. Since the 2016 NFL season, Colin Kaepernick in his prime was whiteballed, whitelisted by the National Football League and its numerous co-conspirators, including corporate America, thus being denied playing a game, his livelihood that he was passionate about, and more importantly, as the stats I showed that I'm not going to talk about, extremely good at. And although the NFL is the main culprit, it was and still is Black people who surrendered, Black people who were off sides, Black people who failed to provide the offensive protection through boycotts. Black people provided absolutely no defense to protect Colin Kaepernick's backside. Thus, Black people became co-conspirators by continuing to watch NFL games, host Super Bowl parties, and purchase their favorite NFL team jerseys, including souvenirs. Black people failed to stand up for Colin Kaepernick, who stood up for us by kneeling and protesting the murder by cops of our innocent Black men, women, and our children. The hypocrisy of America's racist white nationalist anthem and I'm sorry, that's the slide that you're seeing now kind of prematurely, is on full display at most and not all professional and amateur sporting events, oftentimes with grandiose Black singers singing the anthem with over-the-top emotion, power, and unwavering love for the country and people who enslaved, tortured, and lynched our ancestors. Imagine an enslaver. I'm sorry. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Imagine an enslaver, Francis Scott Key, an enslaver of our ancestors, uttering the words of land of the free. This third stanza, for some reason, is not sung during halftime. No one has the courage to sing the third stanza. No refuge could save the harrowing enslaved from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. Imagine calling our people basically traitors because they would fight on the side of the British for their freedom in Canada. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, at least for the time being. Here's the actual proclamation, which I won't read. I just gave you the main tenets of the proclamation. In closing, there are events in history that are referred to often as bellwether events, whereas Black people could have stood in unity with Colin Kaepernick by taking a few consistent, committed, and deliberate steps, such as stop watching the NFL, this multi-billion-dollar industry. Stop buying all NFL-related souvenirs, boycotts at all the NFL games, including the Super Bowl. The NFL, 70% Black players, specifically his fellow Black quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, Cam Newton, etc. They could have and should have stood shoulder to shoulder with their brother who was standing by kneeling for all of us. They could have vocally supported him in the media and took a knee in unison with him. I must give an acknowledgement to Eric Reed, his former 49ers teammate, and Kenny Seals, a wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, the only player that I saw consistently, generally by themselves, still kneeling even after Colin Kaepernick had been whiteballed from the NFL. Colin Kaepernick, he deserved for Black people to get in the huddle with him. Instead, we allow for him to be sacked for a tremendous loss. The loss of unity. Briefly, I just want to end on his some of his awards and honors. In 2017, GQ magazine named him the Citizen of the Year. 2017 Sports Illustrated Muhammad Ali Legacy Award. 2017 American Civil Liberties Union, the Easton Monroe Courageous Advocate Award. He won an award for creative citizenship. He won an award for Ambassador of Conscience Award. He won, Harvard even recognized him and awarded him the W.E.B. Du Bois Medal. He won an award, Kennedy Center for Justice and Human Rights. He was bigger than a football player. In 2016, Colin Kaepernick and his partner Nessa founded the Know Your Rights Camp, an organization which held free seminars to disadvantaged youth to teach them about self-empowerment, American history, and their legal rights. In 2019, Nike released a shoe featuring the Bessie Ross flag called the Air Max 1, Quick Strike, 4th of July trainers. The trainers were designed to celebrate Independence Day, The model was subsequently withdrawn after Colin Kaepernick told the brand he and others found the flag offensive because they associated it with slavery. Nike removed that shoe off the market. Kaepernick supports the abolition of police and prisons. He launched a publishing project called Abolition for the People, a collection of 30 essays written by several activists calling for police and prison abolition and criticizing prison reform as only reforming, reshaping, and rebranding systemic racism. Brothers and sisters, this historical tribute today, it is my honor and my privilege to honor Colin Kaepernick, the revolutionary who happened to be a great quarterback as well. Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Ashe, ashe. Well
Ashe.
done, Malik. Well done, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Wose.
Yes, our genius brother, you know, our brother MIT. Thank you so much for the beautiful tribute today. So now at a point in our service where we're going to do a few more shout outs before we get back to our wonderful, resourceful, energizing Sounds of Ma'at. So our sister Judy Gresham is with us today, our recent new member. We're happy you're here.
Greetings, everybody.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia.
In the house.
I'm glad to be here. I enjoyed class this morning. It was so good. And we had 3 guests that I brought in. And so I'm happy they enjoyed it. Yeah.
Girl, you are dynamite.
Well,
we are so thankful for you. So
well, let me tell you.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
It takes a lot of invites to get 1 or 2. Our people, you know, but they say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, but the student does have to be ready.
Right. Well, blessings to you, love and light.
Thank you.
So our brother Mansa is here again with us today. We have a Professor Manu Ampim is here today. A sister Foxy Brown from LA. She's known as Lynn Donaldson, but I call her Foxy. She's here today. We have a Sister Amber Pope is here with us today. Sister Bertha is here. And Brother Bambadele is here. We're thankful everybody's in the house of Wose today here with our Zoom service. So now again, our beautiful, magical Sounds of Ma'at, they're gonna take the floor. Ashe.
Hey, greetings, family. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have some technical challenges having acquired a new computer and a new audio interface. And while it says it's speaking to y'all, it ain't speaking to y'all. So we're gonna go straight through Latrice's laptop. Apologies if we clip a little, but we're gonna give it a shot.
And so as Spirit would have it, we didn't know we'd have these challenges, but we did want to make this offering interactive. And so for this song in particular, I will sing a portion of it, and then I will give you a count, and you will sing while you're on mute your blessing. And so it'll make more sense if the music actually plays and we get rolling, but just a heads up. So do you want to see if...
Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. Can you hear any percussion? Thumbs up when you hear it. No? They're saying no. Turn it up. Can you hear it? Okay. We want you to count your blessings. You can count them one by one. We want you to count your blessings. Let the joy begin.
4.
We want you to count your blessings. You can count them one by one. We want you to count your blessings. Let the joy begin.
1.
Thank you for the air I breathe.
2.
Thank you for this family.
3.
Thank you for community.
4.
Thank you for my Wose family. We want you to count your blessings. You can count them one by one. We want you to count your blessings. Start to count, it's so much fun.
1.
Are you counting?
2.
Praises to the Most High.
3.
You can count them, yeah.
4.
We want you to count your blessings. You can count them one by one. We want you to count your blessings. Joy increases with each one.
1. 2.
I'm grateful for you.
3.
Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, family. One more time. We want you to count your blessings. You can count them one by one. Just start counting your blessings. Joy increases with each one.
1.
Keep on counting, y'all.
2.
Thank you for this life. Keep on counting, y'all.
4.
Ooh.
5.
We want you to count your blessings. You can count them one by one. We want you to count your blessings. Joy increases with each one.
Yay.
All right. Yes. Well done.
We love it.
Beautiful. Loved it.
Woo! Boy, there's something about the talent that we have and how, as they sounds of my heart, truth, justice, righteousness, right order, as Sister Latrice opens her mouth, just the truth comes out. David lays it out there, and it just comes out. Speaking of the truth, speaking of counting your blessings, being intentional, in thanking the Most High, just not like my grandfather used to tell a story about a man who just put the alphabets up on his wall, then he got down on his knees and just said, well, Lord, put the letters together and say what you wanted to say. It's like, no, it don't work like that. You got to count your blessings and be very, very intentional. We appreciate that. Was beautiful. And as we speak of counting the blessings, this is another favorite time. This is one of those sustaining times in our service where we do the Litany of Sacrifice, where we go to our storehouse, counting our blessings and things that the Most High has given us, gifted us, granted us with, that we go to our storehouse and take out a few cups of grain to share with the community. We go to our storehouse and take out a loaf of bread and share with our community, that we go in and take out what the Most High has given us and share it with our community. And no better duo, no better representatives to come and speak than my sister, Mama Conke. Her and I have been through it. We have sang, we have traveled, we have done a lot together, and I love her. And then my dear brother, MIT minister Mally, who he and I have been hanging out probably since the 70s, but I don't want to say that. It was in the 70s, 74 to be exact, but we're not going to do that this morning. So I'm going to call on my dear sister Conke and my most powerful brother, Brother Minister Malley, if you would come forth and give us the litany of sacrifice. Ashe.
Asheo.
Ashe, Ashe. Good rising, Minister Malley. How are you?
Right.
You there with me? Well, as we prepare for the litany, on the screen, there are addresses in which you can either mail or go onto the website to make any contributions that you have for both Oakland and Sacramento. So that is on the screen. Minister Molly, you with me?
Mally, you're on mute. Mally, you're on mute.
So as we prepare, they save us, O Holy One, by your name. Vindicate us by your might. Hear my prayer, divine protector. Listen to the words of my mouth. How can we repay the Holy One for the gifts that have been given to us? We will lift up the cup of salvation and call upon the God of our ancestors. We will fulfill our vows to our Creator in the presence of all our people. Gladly, we bring our sacrifices to you. We praise your name, O Amun-Ra, for it is good.
Umoja, unity. We shall strive to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race.
Kujichagulia, self-determination. We shall define, name, create, and speak for ourselves.
Ujima, collective work and responsibility. We shall build and maintain our communities together. Our brothers and sisters' problems shall be ours to solve together.
Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Together, we shall build and maintain our own businesses and together profit from them.
Nia, purpose. We shall make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community and the restoration of our people to our traditional greatness.
Kuumba, creativity. We shall do as much as we can in any way we can to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than when we inherited it.
Imani, faith. We will believe with all our hearts in our God, our
people, and the righteousness
people,
and victory of our struggle.
Righteousness and victory of our struggle.
Ashe.
Ashe.
So, Minister Malley, are you still on? Can you give us a closing prayer?
As long as my computer tries to stop sabotaging me. Merciful, awesome Creator, divine Lord, we come before you this morning to thank you for the opportunity to give and to share how gratefully you blessed us. We give it to you and we ask that you praise, that we continue to learn how to praise and honor you by sharing our gifts. We say it all and give it all. Amun-Ra, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe, oh, thank you.
All right, now in our service, we want to thank my sister Akanke and Brother Malley for a beautiful litany. And we're moving on with our service and things are rolling along very well, everyone. So we're here for this beautiful message that today our minister Alicia is going to bring today. And Minister Alicia is just, she's a phenomenon. She is amazing in everything she does. I don't understand how she gets it all done, but she has done it and she continues to bring all of her love to our community and be the super mom that she is. She's an amazing woman, and I am thankful for her in our community, and I don't need to say anything else. Come on, Minister Alicia, bring it on. We're thankful for you.
Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks to the Most High. Greetings, Hujambo Amun Ra Hetep to you all here today, and Amun Ra Hetep to, yes, thank you. And to those who may be watching this in YouTube land later on, greetings in the name of the Most High. So keeping that tradition that, you know, many times we hear our ministers in training are bringing forward is to ask permission from the elders to speak. So that's what I'm going to do today, and ask permissions from my elders to bring the message.
Bring the message, Minister Alicia. Bring the message.
Ashe, and thank you. So today, you know, usually when I come, I bring you something that the Most High has illuminated in my heart and my spirit from what has been going on in my world. So this week, Wednesday, I think previously I have mentioned that my husband's uncle, Roland, has passed away, has transitioned. And so this Wednesday, we went to the funeral. We went to see, you know, conduct those rites and to see our family. And so every time you attend a funeral, it's always bittersweet. You know, you are doing the rites for someone who has gone on, and but you're also in the company of your family and your loved ones. And the beautiful thing about today's message and how everything has flowed today is that everybody has said everything in my message. And so all I'm doing is reiterating the love and everything that has gone on today. So I love how we're always on the one. So give thanks. So it makes me, every time I go to a funeral, attend a funeral, it makes me like ruminate about life and about my own mortality, about mortality versus immortality in and of itself. And the other thing that happens is during the funeral, always listen closely to, you know, they always have that part where, you know, they say, okay, 2 minutes for those people who want to, you know, come up and have something to say. And always listen closely to what people are saying about the person who has transitioned. And sometimes it's just a beautiful truth that, you know, that goes out. And sometimes I see that there's some other things going on, like people trying to be creative and figuring out how to say how this person may have been wonderful, even though maybe they weren't so wonderful. Or, you know, it's these things that we do because we don't want to speak ill of those who have transitioned. We want to make sure that we, you know, come off with we see the best in their lives, and we try to put a positive spin on things. So that just got me thinking, and it also got me reading. So that brings us to the Hosea. So today's freedom writing is going to come from the absolute last page of the Hosea, page 125 in my version. If anybody has this one, it's page 125. It's in the book of Rising and Transformation. And it reads, I have come to you, O Mother of Heaven. I have duly buried my father and left Heru, the new Pharaoh, or Perah, behind me. My wings have grown into those of a falcon, full of feathers of the sacred hawk. My soul has brought me, and my words of power have made me effective. Behold me, O Ra, and recognize me. I belong to those who know you. Therefore, know me also. If this vindicated one is raised up, I will not forget the good deed done for me. Commend me to the 4 fierce and raging winds, which are around you and which see with 2 faces. The winds which confront with furious roaring those who are destined for distress, those whom they would destroy. May they offer no opposition when I turn to you, when I come to you and tell you this name of yours. great flood which came forth from one who is great. I will not be blind, even if you put me in darkness, and I will not be deaf, even if I do not hear your voice. Take me with you, O Ra, for I will drive away storms for you, clear away clouds for you, and break up and scatter hail for you. Surely I will produce praises upon praises for you and adorations without end. Ashe. And so excuse me, I'm gonna close my door because I got children going up and downstairs. I apologize. Okay. So our title for today's message is Ma'at, moment to moment. So I'm looking in the passage of this book, we see our ancient African ancestral value of established ethics and social behaviors, and showing our resurrection, ascension, transformation into a living God. Resurrection and ascension is our rising up, and transformation is achieved through having lived righteously, becoming one with God, and then becoming a living God oneself, or a power in the heavens. Dually, when they say, I like words. I'm a word person, so I look up almost every word just as a information as we're going along. So when they said I have dually buried my father and left Heru, dually means in accordance with what is required or appropriate, following proper procedure or arrangement, done in the correct way or at the correct time. So this is saying to me that what this person has done is that they have taken care of business. They have taken care of what was before them, which is taking care of their elders, taking care of those who are honored. And here I will say, definitely, we do honor our elders. Nowadays in 2020, you want to look young and youthful, but it's nice to look young and youthful, but our wisdom is in our elders. Our wisdom is in living. Our wisdom is in listening to what our elders have to say when they are wise elders. And he says, I have duly buried my father and left Heru, the new pharaoh, behind me. So that tells me not only are you taking care of what's going on before you, but you are putting in place someone who is equipped to stand in your stead. So a lot of times here we do a lot of work, whether it be mundane, whether it be spiritual or whatnot. What is my understanding from this is not only do you do for your elders and take care of them and do what's righteous in that position, but when you are doing well on earth, you go and you teach the youth so that they can stand in their place when you are when you are in your absence. So even like when it's like if you were a business owner, you wouldn't want your business to just die just because maybe you were getting sick. You want to go and you want to train someone who comes up behind you in order that your business might continue, that your business might thrive, because you believe in your business and you believe in what you've been selling or teaching or showing, and you believe that it's a benefit to the people and the community. So nowadays you do hear a lot of talk coming from Mose about gaining young people so that this movement can continue, training those in the way of righteousness, training those in their history, training those in spiritual work, so that in the absence of any one of us, that the youth, so that the youth can continue, and so that Wose can continue. And so looking forward, going on, I'm only gonna like really talk about the first paragraph of what I read in the book of Rising and Transformation. So the third sentence is, my wings have grown into those of a falcon, full of feathers of the sacred hawk. And so normally this would probably be a sentence I would skip over. But for some reason, I kind of got stuck on it. I kind of was like, well, why that particular analogy? Hawks and falcons are often confused because they look alike. They're both, birds of prey. They both fly high in the sky. They both have those like hooked beaks. But when we look at the wings and features, we can see a bit of difference in that the falcon has long tapered wings, known for speed and maneuverability. But the feathers of the hawk are much softer than those of a falcon. Feathers in general are extremely light, yet they're strong enough to withstand heavy winds and impacts. This imagery says to me that this vindicated one has grown in their character and in their power to be far-reaching, to be quick and maneuverable or flexible, being soft and light, yet strong enough to withstand whatever life had to throw at them. Which you see in these days, sometimes people have not grown the strength of character to be able and capable to withstand some of the things that life is throwing at them. Because life can come at you 1,000 miles a minute. And having the long, far reach of the falcon, but yet the softness of a hawk's feathers is an important characteristic to have. Hawks were sacred. They were believed to have protective powers. They ruled the sky and protected the earth. And when you see pictures of Heru, you can see that he has a hawk or falcon's head, and Ra, the all-powerful, would be depicted with a hawk's head with the sun disk at the top. So I'm looking at this imagery when I'm looking at just this one paragraph. He also says, the vindicated one is also saying, my soul has brought me, and my words of power have made me effective. Our ancestors taught that there are parts of the human spirit, each part having its function, but all working together across multiple planes of existence. We were all created in unity. Those parts are the Ren, the Ab, the Sekem, the Kat, the Sahu, the Ba, the Ka, the Kaibit, and the Ku or the Aku, whichever. I found both of those words. So when he's saying, my soul has brought me, your soul is the spiritual or immaterial part of your being. It is immortal. It is your essence. And this is what the ancestors would call the Ba. It is your spiritual consciousness that brings you information from the divine realm. It gives you advice. It can be held dialogue with, as we see in the Hosea in the book of contemplation, where there is a dialogue with the soul. In the day of judgment, it is your Ba that will carry your heart to the hall of judgment. Your Ba doesn't rule over you. It is your decision, as if you want to hear the advice your Ba gives you. So the Ba is bringing you those things. It's bringing you that information from the divine realm, and you have to make your decision. You have to make your choice. But hey, if you don't want to, it will be laid out in truth on that day. So seeing that, we see that the vindicated was a willing listener, open to receive and act upon the information from the soul or Ba. They were willing to do that. The person was listening to the Ba, because it says, my soul has brought me. So like I said before, your soul is not going to make you do something. It's going to give you the information, and thus you must do. And next it says, my words of power have made me effective. Words of power are called heka in our ancient language. It is magic. They are divine words. The words we speak and hear are the result of vibrations in our environment, which emanate from within. These vibrations are transmitted through the air or through shu around us and sensed through our hearing. When sounds are converted into electrochemical impulses in our brain, they can affect the way we think. Visual images have a similar effect. That's why we say, you know, be careful what you speak, or speaking things into existence, or words sound power. All of those things have to do with vibrations and how what we put out into the universe comes from the vibrations within, out through the vibrations of our mouths and into the air, and it reverberates right back to us. The heka, or words of power, works best when you know the meaning of the words. Sometimes you will hear people chanting words that they don't necessarily know the meaning to, and it doesn't mean the same things to you. It doesn't have the same charge. It doesn't have the same energy as if you knew what it was you're saying. Because it is the meaning of the words that causes the vibration, that cause the spirit into action, not just the words. For instance, I'm teaching my 5-year-old son. We're working on morning spiritual work. So in the mornings, I am teaching him a very simple breath work and meditation. And so we're starting with 3 breaths, 7 ohms, 3 breaths, right? And so when we're doing the ohm, he doesn't know what that ohm means. So the ohm for him would just be a sound, and it can work on some part of him. But until he gets older, and I'm able to, I'm able to teach him, and he's able to understand the different parts of the ohm. The A representing your physical reality, and waking state of the consciousness that you feel within your belly and your chest area. The U representing the dream state of your consciousness, where you feel up in this area, in your throat area, and your M representing the deep sleep state of consciousness, where you are in contact with the real self. That's why it's felt in the head. You feel it in the head. And then you have that moment after your own, that silence that's after your own. The silence is the transcending of all previous 3 states of consciousness and into the realm of experiencing the absolute truth of reality, which is not possible through the thought process. So this is happening above the head. So until I am able to teach him and he can understand these things, the Om is words for him. It has a distinct vibration upon the area around him. It have a positive effect for him, but for him as a word of power, it won't come till he can understand what it is he's chanting. And so when we're talking about words of power, we also hear that in the Hosea, it talks about Amun-Ra is magic, words of power over water when his name is said above the deep. And the crocodile has no power when a person calls his name. When I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of how Amun-Ra, when we're learning from Minister Makalisi, all the information having to do with Amun-Ra, when we're talking about our meditation, it becomes even that much more deeper once you understand who Amun-Ra is, once you understand the vibrations, once you understand the flowering reed leaf, once you get to know what's going on with the rippling waters, once you get to know what's going on with these symbols that we see, it becomes that much more deeper and that much more powerful. And when you're saying Amun Ra is the magic, words of power above the deep, you're thinking to yourself, or you're talking about the crocodile has no power. You're talking about power over things that are seen and unseen. And why I say that is you're saying, you could say, you don't see crocodiles coming. You can't always see that coming. You can't always see that as a danger. And all of a sudden they're out of the water, snapping at you and biting your leg off. It's such as life. Sometimes you're walking into something, you have no idea you're walking into some type of danger. But Amun Ra is that word of power that you can say in that moment. And if you know what that means, there goes your Heka, your word of power, your moment of magic. So when he's talking about my words of power have made me effective, these are the things he's talking about. He knows his words of power. He's able to use his words of power to make him effective in whatever it is that he's doing in life. The alignment and the vibration with the Most High, being able to speak life. So when you hear Damian Marley sing "Speak Life," that's what he's talking about, speaking those higher vibrations, being able to vibrate high on the inside of your body, speak those words outside of your mouth, have that vibration hit the air and reverberate back to you and make that a manifestation. Using your words of power to be positively effective. And that's what these things are saying to me. Funerals always bring up this type of contemplation. And I heard this song it's called Energy by Sampa the Great. And she talks about all the time we waste in this life. You know, so she says we need to big up our energy. And then she has a pause there when she has his brother say, there will be a time when we will all meet Mama God. And when we meet Mama God, what are you gonna say? And what are you gonna say? This right here is a living way. So everything to us should be Ma'at. We should all be wearing our Ma'at glasses. Matter of fact, we should all be wearing our Ma'at glasses, because everything at this point right now should be Ma'at. Any question that we might have, any dilemma that we might be going through, we're looking at it through the lens of Ma'at, and therein is our answer. The understanding of it, therein lies our power. There's a quote that I love. I have it written on my wall. I pulled it down so I can read it to you today. And it says, Ma'at is in every place that is yours. You rise with Ma'at. You live with Ma'at. You join your limbs to Ma'at. You make Ma'at rest on your chest and on your head in order that she might take her seat on your forehead. You become young again in the sight of your daughter Ma'at. You live from the power of her dew. Ma'at is worn like an amulet at your throat. She rests on your chest. The divine entities reward you with Ma'at, for they know her wisdom. Your right eye is Ma'at. Your left eye is Ma'at. Your flesh, your members are Ma'at. Your food is Ma'at. Your drink is Ma'at. The breaths of your nose are Ma'at. You exist because Ma'at exists, and vice versa. And I have this on my wall so I could read this daily. And this is a living thing. You have to live this so that you know this. It's not something that you can read in our books and then move on and say, okay, I know better, so I'm just going to go along and make my own decisions. We have to look through the Ma'at glasses to see what's in front of us. Because we have this manifestation of these two eyes, but then we also have this third eye, and we need to be able to see with Ma'at through the Ma'at lens. And we can't let these two eyes deceive us. Here, in this realm, in this manifestation, us knowing and having the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that there's more out there than what we can visually see. It's something that they have simply in science, that there's only a narrow part of the vision that we can actually see. When we meet Mama Gado, what are we gonna say? I keep thinking about this and thinking about this. In every aspect of life, we should understand those things that we say. Think ma'at, speak ma'at, do ma'at. When we're driving down the street, when we're pumping our gas, when we're washing the dishes, when we're caring for our children, when we're caring for the elderly, when we're deciding on what to do about vaccinations, when we're deciding on what to put into our body. If we're looking at a carrot, we're looking at a piece of cake. What do I decide to eat? Let me look at it through the lens of my eye. I need to care for this body temple so that it might be able and capable. So do I put my before my right now needs ahead of my spiritual movements? I'm picking up the carrot. I'm picking up the carrot so that my eyes can see better. My physical eye and my third eye. Because you can't tell me that the things that we put in our body does not have a spiritual effect. Because brothers and sisters, it does, because everything is connected. Because like I said earlier, we are created in unity. We have so many different parts of ourselves. We have so many different parts of ourselves. As I said earlier, our ancestors teach us we have 9 different parts of the spirit by ourselves, 9 different parts of the spirit. And any type of mundane study into the body, you can see that this is complicated. It's complicated how the body works, but it all works together. It's called unity. But we can't seem to get it necessarily down here in this mundane and this manifestation. Sometimes we can't get that down. We don't always do that right. Even though our bodies are unity in and of itself. Western society and Western medicine has taken apart those things. And it said your finger is a whole, you having a hurt hand, and why your hand might be going limp. Let's just look at the hand. They take that as a separate thing. We're wondering why we have so many problems with our internal body. So the people, they have these Western society, they say, okay, well, let's look at our internal body. No, let's look at what's going on with your emotions. Your emotions might tell you what's going on with your internal body. You got too much worry going on. You got too much fear happening. You got too much grief in your life with no outlet and nowhere to turn. This is why when our ancestors were working on a body that had transitioned, did they take those internal organs out and they looked at those internal organs? Those internal organs will tell you what you was living like. It's a telltale sign. Too much stress upon your liver. This is not what this is supposed to look like. This person couldn't have been living in full balance of ma'at. No matter what they might have looked like on the outside, the inside is telltale. And you know what? If it wasn't all in unity, then it wouldn't have been so. But we have to be able to get this in action today with each other and know that we do have unity. We just have to acknowledge the unity that we do have. We have to acknowledge the unity that we do have so we can build more bridges and be able to create more unity. We need more. We're not at zero. We tell ourselves we're at zero, but we're not at zero, brothers and sisters. We're not at zero because first and foremost, like I said, our bodies were created in unity. So we at the essence and core of ourselves, we should have an understanding that that part is unity. And the fact that I share with you and you and you and you in being human, that's a point of unity in and of itself. We don't have to have 1,000 points of unity in order for us to agree to do something. In order for us to have unity, we don't have to agree on every single thing. I have said that from the beginning and I will say it to the end. We don't have to agree on 100 different things. If we can agree on one, let's be free. Okay, let's go do that. Then it can get done. We just have to understand that this is what we agree to do. By any means necessary, let's just do this. We just gonna get free. So if we can all agree to get free, then let's move in that direction. We can figure out what else that we have in common as we go in that direction. We agree that we no longer want to be captives. We agree that we no longer want to be told every single thing that we need to be doing in our life. We agree that we are not going to be no longer in chains, whether it be physically or mentally or spiritually. If we can agree to do that, then we're all moving in the same direction. So let's just keep going. We can figure out who's going to sing the song and who's going to cook the food later. We can agree on who's going to pump the gas, who's going to drive the car. We can agree on who's going to get under the hood when something breaks down. We can do that on the way. Let's keep it moving.
Shit.
Keep it moving to that point. Keep it moving to freedom. Because in every single thing, we have to see it through my eyes. We can't sit down and argue and split apart and do any of these things because somebody wants to get in their feelings and they're moving away from the vibration of the Most High. When we're all vibing in the vibration of the Most High, when we're all vibing, I have to clean my glasses, y'all, I'm gonna put them back on. When we're all vibing in the spirit of Ma'at, it comes out just like today. Because you can't tell me everything I said today ain't what somebody else said earlier. And so we're all getting that collective vibe. We're all getting that collective vibe because this is what the Most High wants to pull down today. This is what he wants us people to know today. This is what he wants us to meditate and ruminate on as the week goes by. So Most High speaks to us through us. And we can't be a vehicle if we're off doing other things that's not Ma'at and not being able to catch the vibe and what it is it's talking about. If not one of us sat down to meditate, today's program would have been disjointed. But I bet you in this circle of, let me see how many, 49 participants, I would say the majority of people at some point this week has sat down to meditate, if not but for 2 minutes. And then again this morning as a collective, pulling in our collective unity, receiving from the Ba, the universal Ba, receiving from that. Because if the Most High has put inside a piece of himself into each and every living being, and then we all sit down to meditate on that living being, all sit down to meditate and breathe in and breathe out together, you tell me that we all get different messages? This is what's happening? No. We're getting what the Most High has for us at that moment, what he wants us to illuminate, what he wants us to pour out. Like I said before, the vibrations that are within, they come out through our mouths. Once our mouths has vibrated out into the universe, Shu fills our air with that vibration. That's why sometimes you're speaking something that's negative self-talk to yourself, and you're wondering why these things are being attracted to you. You're wondering why negativity is being attracted to you, because you're speaking those things. You're saying those things. But Minister Alicia, I didn't say it outside of myself. I said it inside. I didn't say it out loud, but you know what? Like I said, the vibrations inside as well. You hold negative vibrations inside of yourself. That's speaking as well. So inside of yourself has to be the positive vibrations, has to be the vibrations of the Most High vibe right now, because we see what the world is doing in its lower vibration. So we have to keep our high vibration. And just like the Sounds of Ma'at just finished doing, that was raising the vibrations. Because when we're in a spirit of gratitude, when we're in a spirit of thanksgiving, not the holiday, but Thanksgiving itself, when we're having that spirit, we're bigging up our vibration, we're bigging up our energy, so that we can collectively shine a light on what the negativity of the world is bringing. We see the fear, we see the heartache, the grief, the lower vibes that are going on. So we have to bring those higher vibes. We have to bring those things. This is a living way. It's not dead. It's not for yesterday, but it's for now and it's for today. So that when we come to Mama Gado, if you guys hear the song, you'll understand why I'm making that slight accent there. But anyway, I love that song. But when we come before the Creator, before the Most High, before our ancestors, when we come and we stand there, we want to be able to say, I have come to you, O Mother of Heaven. I have duly buried my father and left Heru, the new Pharaoh, behind me. My wings have grown into those of a falcon, full of feathers of the sacred hawk. My soul has brought me, and my words of power has made me effective. Amen and Ashe.
We Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know, Minister Imhotep had said that he wanted to play a video before, and I suspect that that's the video he wanted to play. And I was thinking it is almost like you see these prize fighters. They got this intro music, man. We got our spiritual warrior there. You know, I can see that music being played and getting everybody juiced as she moved forward. And you picked up, for me, I thought about when she said the heck of words of power, and how, as I shared with you, my grandfather was a minister. He used to say, you know, he tell the story about the guy, just put letters up on the wall and just say, all right, Lord, just kind of put them in order and say what you want to say. It don't work like that. You got to speak it into existence. You got to say it. You got to know what you're saying, have meaning in it, and then it carries on. But just to get down on your knees and say, you know, take them letters and arrange them. So the message was so clear to me. It said, no, 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 you've got to speak it. You've got to say it, speak it into existence. I say, and you done tapped into not only what is going on now, Minister Alicia, you spoke for my grandfather, who said this when I was your children's age. You know, I'm like 9, 10 years old going, you know, it's kind of funny, but now you start looking in position, looking at the hecker, it moves it into a whole nother realm. It's like, that's what Granddaddy was saying. I say, as they say what you said. And right now, if everybody's fired up as me, I want to bring in my sister MIT, Rana. And if you can open up the floor, put in the invitation, let people know what they can and should do. I say, come on, sister.
All right. Hello again, everyone. So right now, if you are a member of Rose, you're feeling good. You're feeling like, yes, this is what Rose is about. This is what the way is about. This is what we do, right? This is what we do. And if you're a visitor or a guest or someone who is looking for some place to be, looking for some place that feels good, looking for some place that makes you feel something different, something better, something that suits you a little more than some of the places that you may have been, then we welcome you. We invite you to be with us. We invite you to become a part of Wose, Community of the Sacred African Way. What you see is what you get. You just get more. Different flavor on a different day. But this is who we are. We don't mince it, and we just give it to you as it is. We're a diverse group. We come from a lot of different backgrounds, and we bring it all together into some gumbo. You know, it's all kinds of gumbo depending on where you're from, but it's all stew and soup and good. Just would like to say, I know I only came to Wose officially. I think it's been somewhere between 3.5 and 4 years now. This whole COVID thing has you off about timing, but I know we've been 2 years in that, I think. So it's kind of funny, but I know for me, upon arriving at Wose, I knew that I felt good. I didn't know why I felt good. I knew that it felt different, but I was old enough to know different ain't always better. So I was gonna have to check it out a little more. And I knew though that there were people who were genuinely approaching me and coming up to me and saying, come on, baby, come on in. And we got you, sister, and we'll take care of you and it'll be all right. And you know what? Those same people are there for me today, plus more. So I just encourage you that if you've been looking for somewhere where you can be you, if you're looking somewhere where you can be whatever shade of Black you are, we will take you. If you're looking for somewhere where you can learn and you can share, and we welcome you. So if there's anyone who's hears my voice, who is on this Zoom today, who would like to know more, we'll start with that. We'll start with you would like to know more about who we are and what we do and how we go about it. Then just please raise 1 or 2 hands. Please put a message in the chat. Please do a dance, whatever it is that you'd like to do so that we can spot you out there, so that you can get someone's attention, and we'll know to call on you, and we'll take you aside and get your information so that we can follow up with you later. You don't have to do anything special today other than let it be known that you would like more information and that you think this is something you'd like to be a part of. So I'm going to scroll through the screen so I can make sure that I'm not missing anybody out there. Okay. And what I will say to you is that if not today, hi, Baba Kofi. If not today, then I want you to come back next Sunday and come back next Wednesday and come back the Sunday after that, so that you can get a feel for how we are at different times and different people on the podium. So With that, I'm going to turn it back to you, Sydney. And don't feel shy if at any point before we go off air, you change your mind, just hit us in the chat box and we'll get you. We'll take care of you. All right.
Say, that's what it is. Yeah, that's right. Just speak up, raise your hand, just say something. All these words of power. And there's some power in just saying, I want to. I need to know more. You know, knowledge is power. So use that hecker. You know, that's what we're saying. Just use the heck, just say the word. Let your soul speak out. So excellent. As we draw to a close on this particular portion of the service, I mean, you know, it doesn't end right here. You know, you take this feeling out. I want to see if I can ask Minister Makalisi to come in and close us out with Lift Every Voice in Your Own special way. Just hear Makalisi as his interpretation of Lift Every Voice. Ashe. Let's see, is there a Makalisi? Are you? I don't see him. Ty, is Makalisi on mute? Anyone?
I don't see him.
Actually, I don't see him either, Sydney.
Okay, well then think about Makalisi and
I think Imhotep's about to give us something.
Okay, all right.
And it's Imhotep.
Ashe. And as we close out this portion of our service, as we touch the person next to you, or just visually, mentally, spiritually, just reach out and touch someone next to you that is close to you in your heart. And as we follow in the footsteps those that our ancestors have laid down, if we follow and listen to the words that our ancestors have laid down for us, as we move forward from this particular spot today into our own our particular daily habit, our particular daily journeys as we move forward. I want us to hold hands and think about the words that our grandparents have said for so many years. Let us call on that name. Let us say, Amen. And knowing that you are the most beautiful people on the face of this earth. Ashe.